YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video for you guys. Now this comes from Sheryl Underwood. She was recently on The Breakfast Club and they asked her some questions about dating. And I want you to hear her respond. So I'm going to play what she had to say, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on it. But before we get into the audio of this video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you like the content, share and like the video, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content, all right? So let's go ahead and get into what Miss Sheryl Underwood had to say. Here we go.
Successful women are going to have a hard time because some men think we don't need you. I need you. I need you. You can work at the gas station and I need you. Why? Because I know I'm going to get honey buns, I'm going to get barbecue chips, and a full tank of gas. And then I'm going to motivate you to buy the gas station you work in. And then I'm going to motivate you to buy more gas stations. That's right. If that's what you want to do. Now, if you cool working at the gas station, I'll make sure your shirt is fresh and iron. Nate, because your real name is Nathaniel. I'm gonna make sure. I always say Nate. I'll make sure your shirt is ready. Give me some sugar. Now go work at the gas station. I'm gonna scoop around, get me a tank of gas. I need that 91 octane. There you go. And I'll see you later.
Now listen, what she's saying is an antiquated mindset in today's modern world. A lot of women don't want to accept that. They don't want what they would consider a struggle of. They don't want Nathaniel working at the gas station because that's beneath them. They want a man who makes a lot of money to the point where he can spoil them, pay all the bills, you know, take care of all the major responsibilities, let them go on girls trips and pay for it, and nails, hair, BBLs, whatever it is that they want, whatever their heart's desires. They're looking for a man who is able to afford that type of lifestyle without blinking an eye. If you have a good job as a woman and you are able to take care of yourself, continue and prepare to continuously take care of yourself. Because most men, even rich men and men who do pretty well, still don't want to come in and have to take on all of your bills and take care of you and your kids and do all that. These men are not settling. And as much as women talk about settling, these men are not trying to do that. So you're going to just have to be prepared to pay 100% of your bills, because a lot of them don't want to go 50-50. You don't know what that is. And it's like, oh my God. Well, you continue. And this is why they'll be single. This is why a lot of boss chicks are by themselves and will continue to be, because men are not settling for them. Let's continue.
See, and people be wondering why these young be liking these older women. Listen what she just said.
Brandon been over there blushing the whole time.
Hey, would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well. I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I could build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver.
And, you know, Miss Ebony Kane Williams, shout out to her. I don't think she fully liked that response because it doesn't speak to her narrative. And listen, everybody has the right to think and believe and feel the way they want to, and everybody has a right to their preference, and certain standards. But what I realized with a lot of women is that they don't realize that men have standards and preferences as well. And I think if we can come to the conclusion of understanding that, hey, men require certain things from a woman and women require certain things from men, it shouldn't be a situation where men are being pressured to be what these women want, when if men did the same thing, women wouldn't like it. And that's the one-sidedness of it all, and why there's such a disconnect and why a lot of relationships won't work, because women expect from men to cater to their needs, but they refuse to cater to the needs of a man. And so that now that we hear a lot of men coming out saying, hey, I prefer this. I don't like the weaves. I don't like the makeup. I want a submissive woman. I want a more traditional woman. I want a woman who's going to raise my kids. You know, I don't want a combative, independent boss chick. I don't want a woman who, you know, thinks that her career is everything when he doesn't care about that. But instead of them getting respect for their preferences and choices, they're being belittled and they're being told they need to level up to meet the expectations of these women. And that's not what they want to do. And if they want to find a more traditional woman who is not a boss chick, they have every right to expect that and want that from a woman. And so, although we got a bunch of women who don't like it, it is the reality in which we live in. Just like we have to accept that there are boss chicks out here who are masculine and independent and don't need a man, but they want one. We got to accept that that is the nature of a lot of women. That's how they think. You can't change that. They got to also realize that you're not going to change men. If men don't want weaves and wigs and makeup and they're not going after women who are boss chicks, that's their prerogative. And my thing is this: if you are really looking for companionship, if you're really looking for commitment, if you're really looking for a family and things, somebody is going to have to settle. Somebody is going to have to, you know, take a step back and say, hold up, we need two good people who going to come together and give us this family that we want. Or are we just going to sit back and just let this all fall to the wayside? Somebody's going to have to give in. And in my opinion, I think when it comes to women giving in, I don't think it's that they're losing anything, because if you are successful and you meet a man who is a good man and cares about you and wants to be in a relationship with you, if he's willing to work with you and y'all build together, I don't think it's a lose-lose. I think it's a win-win situation. But women have to get out of the mentality that you don't want to work with a man. You just want somebody to come in and take care of you. And even if, and on top of that, if you have kids already, that's a lose-lose for him. So you got to understand what's important. Do y'all have the same goals in mind? Do you want the same things in life? Because all this other stuff is going to keep hindering all of you from getting what it is that you want, because people don't want to settle. You don't want to settle for a good man who works and is responsible and make money. He may not make 100,000, but he make good money and he save money. He's responsible. He's a good dude, and he'll be there for you. That'll be your, he's willing to marry you. Like a man that is all around a good man, you gonna pass him up because he don't make six figures? See, that's where I think people fall short, and I think that is the problem. And unfortunately, we are living in a society where a lot of these boss chicks, they just don't want to settle, but they're gonna end up settling to be by themselves for the rest of their lives. And if that's what you want, fine with it. But for the ones who say they want something more, baby, you're gonna have to look at what's most important. There has to be some type of compromise. I'm just saying, it has to be. But listen, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content and go live. And let me know what you think in the comments below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.